Have you noticed subtle yet troubling shifts in someone dear to you over the past year? It's a common belief that the end of life or the effects of aging strike abruptly, like a sudden storm. However, the reality is far more gradual. Our bodies often whisper warnings long before the final chapter unfolds, sometimes as early as 12 months in advance. The challenge lies in how easily these hints slip by unnoticed. At first, they seem insignificant, minor quirks or fleeting moments brushed off as nothing serious. It's only in hindsight, after time has passed, that loved ones piece together the puzzle, realizing the signs were there all along, quietly signaling what was to come. By then, though, the chance to ready oneself emotionally or to craft lasting, meaningful memories has often slipped away. In this exploration, we're diving into 5 critical indicators that frequently emerge in the year leading up to an elderly person's passing. Some of these might already be familiar to you, changes you've observed but dismissed as mere side effects of growing older. Others might appear trivial on the surface, yet they carry profound implications about the body's slow, inevitable winding down. Catching these signals early doesn't just equip you to offer better support, it opens a window to treasure fleeting moments and ensure your loved one's final days are steeped in comfort, respect, and serenity. Stick with us through this journey, because understanding these 5 markers can arm you with the emotional and practical tools to face what lies ahead. When you're attuned to these shifts, the unexpected won't catch you off balance. Instead, you'll be empowered to make the most of the precious time remaining with those who matter most. Let's begin. First up, a marked drop in weight. 1. Significant weight loss. One of the earliest and most revealing clues that someone may be nearing their final year is a loss of weight they didn't intend. It creeps in subtly at first, perhaps a belt needs an extra notch, shirts hang a bit looser, or the robust appetite that once defined them starts to wane. Families often chalk it up to the natural course of aging, a harmless byproduct of time. But here's the truth, when weight slips away without effort, it's rarely a benign occurrence. This shift often points to the body's diminishing ability to process and absorb nutrients effectively. Muscle mass begins to erode, and the intricate systems that keep us thriving start to decelerate. Yes, aging naturally trims some muscle over time, but when the loss accelerates beyond a gentle decline, it's a red flag, a signal that something more significant is stirring beneath the surface. Digestion might falter, or the body could struggle to break down proteins, leading to a wasting away of strength and vitality. This weakening doesn't just complicate physical movement, it sets off a cascade of vulnerabilities. The risk of stumbles and falls climbs as stability fades. The immune system, once a stalwart defender, grows frail, leaving the door ajar for infections to take hold. And then there's the appetite itself, which often dwindles in tandem. For many older adults, hunger becomes a distant memory. The flavors that once sparked joy fade into blandness, meals lose their appeal, and portions shrink or disappear altogether. This isn't a simple shift in taste or preference, it's a biological pivot. As the body senses its gradual retreat, it stops sending those urgent calls to the brain demanding nourishment. Energy reserves dwindle, strength ebbs, and overall wellness slides into a quiet decline. Chronic conditions can amplify this process. Diseases like cancer, heart failure, or kidney dysfunction, silent saboteurs, may already be at work, sapping weight long before their louder symptoms emerge. Even emotional struggles, such as depression or creeping cognitive fog, can sap the will to eat, fueling a downward spiral where the body starves for the fuel it needs to endure. Families often respond with well-meaning efforts, offering beloved dishes, blending protein shakes, coaxing extra bites. Yet when the scale keeps tipping downward despite these attempts, it's a cue to look deeper. This isn't just about food, it's the body readying itself for a profound shift. Pushing hefty meals at this point might do little good, and could even cause discomfort. Instead, the focus should shift to what eases their days: simple, digestible bites, sips of water, a gentle approach to sustenance that prioritizes peace over persistence. If you've seen an elderly loved one shed pounds unexpectedly, eating less, growing frail, or tiring more quickly, it's time to take notice. This isn't merely a cosmetic change, it's a message etched in flesh and bone. Decoding it now can guide you forward with purpose and empathy, helping you craft moments that resonate long after they're gone. Next, let's explore the second sign: overwhelming fatigue and fragility. 2. Extreme fatigue and weakness. Among the most striking transformations in the year before life's end is a bone-deep exhaustion that lingers, unyielding even after rest. This isn't the mild weariness that follows a busy day, it's a pervasive depletion that turns everyday tasks into mountains too steep to climb. Rising from bed feels like a Herculean feat, crossing a room demands a pause for breath. Once effortless routines, preparing a meal, slipping into clothes, or chatting with a friend, become draining ordeals. This isn't simply aging's toll, it's the body rationing what little energy remains. As organs gradually dial back their work, the body recalibrates its priorities. The heart, once a steady engine, pumps with less vigor. Blood flows more sluggishly, delivering less oxygen to muscles that ache for it. This explains why so many in their final months feel unsteady, fragile, and unable to sustain the vigor they once took for granted. Metabolism, too, plays a role. Designed to churn energy for action, it slows as the end nears, redirecting resources inward for survival rather than outward for motion. Sleep stretches longer, naps multiply, and staying alert for hours grows elusive. Sometimes, energy plummets abruptly. 1 minute they're engaged, the next they're adrift in fatigue. But beyond the physical, this exhaustion carries an emotional weight. For those who once reveled in their autonomy, the inability to keep up can spark frustration, shame, or a quiet retreat from the world. They might pull back from discussions, sidestep gatherings, or abandon passions, not from apathy, but from sheer depletion. This withdrawal can spiral, hastening their decline as isolation takes root. For those watching, it's a wrenching shift. A once vibrant soul now subdued by weariness can stir urge to rally them, to insist they press on. Yet pushing against this tide often backfires. What they need isn't a call to action but a space to rest, a gentle acceptance of their limits. Recognizing this unrelenting fatigue as a harbinger of transition can shift your focus, from fixing to soothing, from doing to being. It's a time for soft words, calm presence, and comfort without demands. If this resonates, if you've seen a loved one gripped by a tiredness sleep can't shake, know it's more than a passing phase. It's a signal to savor the quiet, to weave peace into their days, and to let them feel cherished without needing to prove their strength. If these insights strike a chord, drop number 2 in the comments to let me know you're with us. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, hit the bell so you won't miss what's next. Your encouragement fuels this work. Now, on to the third sign: growing confusion or retreat. 3. Increased cognitive confusion or withdrawal. As the end of life draws closer, one of the most poignant shifts often unfolds in the mind. Someone once quick-witted and present might start to falter, forgetting details, stumbling through talks, or seeming lost in spaces they've known forever. Names slip away, stories loop on repeat, and time blurs into a haze, even if memory issues were never part of their story before. These aren't just senior moments, they can surface months, even a year, before the final curtain falls. This isn't mere absent-mindedness. The brain, like every organ, thrives on a steady stream of oxygen and sustenance. When circulation weakens and that supply thins, mental clarity fades. Confusion creeps in, decisions overwhelm, familiar faces blur, and the world grows harder to navigate. Some days, lucidity flickers briefly, only to vanish into disarray, as if the mind is toggling between light and shadow. Then there's the pull inward. Many nearing life's close grow quieter, less eager to connect. They might sit for hours, gazing into silence, their words sparse or absent. It's not a rejection of those around them, it's the brain dialing back its capacity to engage. Chatter tires them, crowds overwhelm, and soon they retreat into a private realm. Mood swings can follow, flashes of irritability or anxiety in some, a serene detachment in others. This isn't a change of heart but a rewiring as the body slows, emotions harder to summon or share. For those close by, it's a gut punch. seeing a loved one drift from reality or pull back emotionally feels like a premature goodbye. The instinct is to draw them out, to spark the old fire. But they can't will this away. Instead, join them in their space, speak softly, offer comfort, know your presence matters even if they don't reply. If forgetfulness, disorientation, or silence grows, don't turn away. These are early whispers of the mind and body aligning for what's ahead, a call for patience, for stillness, for a haven of safety and love. 4. Frequent infections and slow healing. As the body nears its twilight, its defenses weaken, leaving telltale signs in its wake. Someone who once shrugged off bugs might now fall prey to every passing cold, flu, or minor infection. What were once quick recoveries stretch into prolonged battles, and even tiny cuts or bruises linger far longer than they should. These aren't flukes, they signal a system losing its grip. The immune system, once a fierce guardian, falters as the body conserves its strength. Pneumonia, urinary infections, skin sores, even mouth issues crop up more often, striking with a persistence that wears them down. Families might see these as standalone setbacks, but when they pile up or refuse to heal, it's a clue the body's fight is fading. Treatments that once worked fast, like a dose of antibiotics, lose their punch, demanding heavier drugs or longer care. Healing, too, slows to a crawl. A scratch that won't close, a sore that reopens, a bruise that lingers, all hint at blood flow too weak to ferry oxygen and repair where it's needed. For those less mobile, bed sores loom as a risk, prone to infection without diligent care. And here's the twist, infections in this stage don't always scream for attention. Fever might skip, replaced by lethargy, confusion, or a dip in appetite, subtle shifts that whisper trouble before it roars. Spotting this early can ease their path, less about curing, more about caring. Hydration, clean skin, a calm setting can outshine another pill when suffering's the foe. If this hits home, comment number 4 below. New here? Subscribe and ring the bell, your support keeps us going. Now, the 5th sign, breathing and circulation shifts. 5. Major changes in breathing or circulation. Among the starkest signals of life's final stretch are shifts in how the body breathes and circulates blood. Breaths might grow shallow or slow, pausing oddly or swinging between rapid bursts and stillness. Some slip into Shane Stokes breathing, a cycle of deep gasps and long silences, starting faint but growing clear. Hands and feet chill, skin pales or mottles, as the heart pulls blood inward, away from the edges. Even slight effort, sitting up, speaking, leaves them winded, lungs straining where he's once reigned. Fluid in the chest might gurgle or tighten, nudging them to prop up for relief. These aren't fixes to force, just signs to heed. Cool air, a damp cloth, a quiet voice can soften the strain. If you see this, cold limbs, uneven breaths, be there. It's less about intervention, more about peace, ensuring they feel held in their final drift. Final thoughts. Reflect on these markers, weight slipping away, exhaustion that clings, a mind adrift, infections that linger, breaths that falter. They weave a story of a body readying its close, sometimes subtle, rarely all at once. Accepting them isn't surrender, it's wisdom. It's choosing presence over resistance, comfort over cure. Spot them early, and you can shape a farewell rich with care and grace. Share your takeaway below, what moved you, what you'll carry forward. Like, subscribe, share if this stirred you. Thanks for being here, see you next time.